Two Bowls in a China Shop is brought to you by these great companies that are giving us money to let you listen to their stuff.
Bullshit, Kyle. We make this show. You and me. Two Bulls in a China Shop is brought to you by us.
Someone's got to pay the bills, Dan, because it's not our trading.
All right, roll them.
You are listening to an entertainment program put together by a company called Financial Ineptitude. Anything said on this show is not an endorsement or professional advice. Would you really want to tell a court of law you were suing us because you thought taking financial advice from two idiots on a podcast put out by Financial Ineptitude was a good idea? Really? Clown hat smiley face.
Hello and welcome to the China Shop. I'm Shopkeeper Dan. With me as always is Kyle, creator of financialineptitude.com. How are you doing today, Kyle?
I was actually feeling pretty good until I saw water in my basement again, but...
Oh!
Yeah,
the battle continues.
Gift that never stops giving. Stupid, shitty lines from fucking Illinois. Ugh.
I thought, what is it, the line from Jurassic Park? Life finds a way.
Right, the tree roots find a way, apparently.
Tree roots find a way.
Oh, God, that's so annoying.
Ooh, ouch. Well, I don't know what to tell you. I've never had to deal with that problem myself before.
I hope you don't ever either, because it's not fun.
Not fun. We just chop down the tree and you can be done with it?
I mean, if they can get the roots cleared out now, then yes. Otherwise, they have to dig everything up and replace it to the actual connection point. It happens to be in the middle of the road. And in Illinois, apparently the homeowners are responsible up to the connection point.
So you'd pay to dig up the road and then pay to replace the road?
Yeah.
Does it have to be up to their standards, or can you just be like...
Oh, no, they sent an inspector out the last work I had done. So, yes, it does. Unfortunately.
Oh, okay.
The best part is it's 12 feet underground, too.
Oh.
Yeah, where's that donation link at?
It's Illinois soil. It's all soft.
Yeah.
It's not like desert soil where you got to get a jackhammer to dig.
No cliche, at least.
Yeah.
But anyway, enough of that.
Anyway, yeah. Come on to the shop with us today, folks. Sit back, relax, rage against the hedge machine. We'd like to welcome any new listeners just joining us. We're here smashing our way through a complete set of buying China, sharing our ever-growing strategies for trying to maximize gains and cut our losses. If you're new to the shop and stock trading in general, you can always check out our knowledge and resource centers on financialineptitude.com, or you can give one of our many beginning trading episodes a listen. We'll have all those links for you in the episode description, but the best place to be is come on over to the Discord server. Amazing people on there every day. It's really just an awesome place to be. Totally free. Aren't any paid tiers or special access areas, because fuck that shite. So when you do get on that Discord server, you just go ahead, send Kyle a private message or email with your mailing address, and we can send you some Smash It Yourself swag straight from the shop. We're really just glad you're here. It's a lot of fun. It's always better with friends. Which brings us, Kyle, do we got any show news to report?
Yeah. Let's see. Monday, we've got Eric Mason getting released. It's our second round with our favorite economist from Quincy. Let's see. I'll be recording with Miko from Trade Pro next week, and Leo the week after that. The next recording of Trade Runners and Roundtable episodes will be over Valentine's. And I did a guest spot with Flary on his new podcast on YouTube, Globex on the Rocks.
Nice.
That should be coming out here in a little bit. Do you know that we were the first people to have him on a podcast?
No. Wow.
Yeah.
I'm glad we were nice to him.
I know, right? Well, he said that the experience filling in for you that one time, and then the other times we've collaborated with them, he said that's what gave him the bug to want to do it himself. I thought that was kind of cool.
An inspiration to them all.
Right?
That means a lot. Flary, yeah. I'm glad you are prospering. It's so easy. Anybody can do it.
Right? What about you, Dan? What you got going on?
I am just today releasing the first episode of my Conspiracy History podcast. We'll go ahead and throw the link to that in the description for you. Give that a listen. It should be what I think is a pretty good time. Talking about, the conspiracies in history that you probably haven't heard of yet.
Yeah, I know the one you were talking about. I've been specifically not Googling it because I want to hear the way you heard it.
It's not out there as far as I know. It's only been communicated to me personally. I've been asked to be the harbinger and let the world know about this truth.
Also, find out how they did it so we can try to recreate that.
Oh, well, you know, they've done it more recently with electricity and nuclear power. We can turn mercury into gold, Kyle. It's possible.
Well, I mean, yeah, I'm thinking about the Roman times. It had to have been something a little more simplistic to set off a volcano, right?
Oh, yeah, you want to use the method that set off a volcano? That's the one you want to go with? Wow.
Yeah.
You love your risk, man. You love that risk.
I just feel like that would be very useful technology to have control of.
Well, you're just going to have to listen to the episode to find out, Kyle.
All right, sounds good.
But until then, we have got a highfalutin, high-maintenance, hilarious show for you today. Lots of market-moving news, plenty of stocks on the radar, and more options than British people regretting Brexit.
Oh,
low blow.
Ooh. Yeah. Oh, man, we got to get Anthony back on. Ask him how that's going.
Yeah. Well, as many Australians regretting Brexit.
Well, he lives there. He lives and works in London now. They're basically the same thing, aren't they?
He lives there. He's got a funky accent. It counts. Count it.
Yeah. All right. Now that we've alienated all our Australian listeners.
Yes. Yeah. We'll get to you next, Canada.
Right.
Reach out to us. We love your messages and comments on Twitter and Facebook and on our Discord. The link to that is in the episode description. If you're old school, you can send us an email to 2bulls@financialineptitude.com. That's the number 2, bulls@financialineptitude.com. Maybe you got a hot stock tip. Maybe you want to tell us about a great trade you just made. Or maybe you're just a simple U.S. Marshal trying to track and arrest a man who escaped from his prison transport van, and he just won't shut up about some shaggy-haired amputee. It doesn't matter.
That one's way too easy. Thanks for the softball. I needed one. My confidence was shaking after the last week.
Oh, yeah. Well, what is it?
The Fugitive.
Yeah. There you go.
Whew.
Oh, I didn't kill my wife. I don't care. It's time to talk about the bet results.
Okay. Well, okay. Before I tell you the results, I'm gonna leave this up to you.
Okay.
Since we only got 2 weeks in for this month, should we roll it over to February and give Random a chance to catch up?
Sure.
Okay. All right. Good. I'm glad you said that. BP opened at 36.54, barely above our line to go long. We wanted it long above 36.50. After we went long, it did nothing really but fall off from there, of course, and stopped us out at $35 on Thursday. Total for January ends at $570.01. And Random, as we all know, went long on PBI.
Mm-hmm.
They opened at 420 on Monday and closed the week at 464. And that gives Random $590.88. Welcome back, Random. Yeah. So I'm glad you decided to extend it, because otherwise we'd be doing something silly.
Okay. Well, you know, what was the one I was going to pick? Target? How'd they do?
Target did very well. If we would gone with Salesforce, my other pick, that would have put us at 612, I think. So yeah, never switch hands when the hand is hot. That's the lesson I learned.
Yeah, that's a good lesson.
Yeah.
Look at Salesforce, 4% for the week.
Yeah. God damn it. We'll do better this week.
I hope so. At
least we're still in it.
All right. Before we get started talking about the news, I'd like to take a quick moment to thank our sponsors and friends at Manscaped, Trade Pro Academy, and Orderflow Labs. By now, we all know Manscaped is the best in men's below-the-waist grooming. But did you know they just launched a line of beard care products? Luckily for you, we have an exclusive offer, 20% off. And you get free worldwide shipping using the promo code 2bulls at manscaped.com. As always, that's the number 2, bulls at manscaped.com. And when it comes to institutional quality trading education, take a look at tradeproacademy.com. In our free Discord server, you'll find instructions to take advantage of our discount with them as well. And for all those degenerates who enjoy trading futures, you'll definitely want to check out the custom tools and studies at orderflowlabs.com. orderflowlabs.com, where the order goes to flow.
And not that flow.
No.
No, she's busy with Mark Ham, I think. All right, should we play a song?
Yeah. Let's talk about some news.
Dow drops deep on moving inflation, COVID frustration, war damnation. We're just bringing you the fucking news. You gotta recognize the game if you don't wanna lose. We're just two bulls trading information.
Yeah, we are.
Rioters raiding, insider trading, taxes are raising, bills on the hill. We got a crypto mill. No, they ain't growing weed. When the Fed speaks today, it's some shit we don't need.
Sing it, Dan.
Two bulls trading information.
What?
Two bulls trading information.
I'm inclined to agree.
Two bulls trading information.
That is accurate. Very accurate. What information? Man, you really mixed a good song, man.
Oh, thank you.
I'm still looking forward for your first rap album.
Yeah. I'm thinking. Instead of a rap album, I'm gonna do Moby Dick the musical, like they did for Hamilton.
Can you do it in the style of Moby?
No, that's just too clever.
Oh.
Yeah. If do people even know who Moby is still? Is he still doing stuff?
I don't know. Probably not the people who go to musicals either.
Yeah. Moby.
Did he join the Blue Man Group? He always looked like he was one of them that wasn't in costume.
Yeah. Oh my God. I think you just stumbled on episode 3 of my conspiracy history podcast.
Oh, nice. I'll write it out for you. The conspiracy. Yeah. I'll tell it to you so you can tell.
That's right.
All right. Well, what's the big news then this week? What should we start with?
I think the Fed talked about a thing. Did they do a thing today or this week, Wednesday?
They did. They did a 25 bip hike, which was pretty much in line with what was expected. The interesting part of that, though, is that I guess people were taking that as being like more of a dovish stance than they were seeing before.
Mm.
I think some of it had to do with some of the language that was removed from the statement, like the any references to COVID-19 and supply chain driven causes for the inflation were both removed. So either that means that those problems have been licked, or they figured out that they didn't contribute at all. So it's got to be one or the other. The other thing that was, let's see, the other thing that was kind of clear in the speeches that I listened to, because I listened to Powell's press conference, he was pretty clear about saying there'd be no rate cuts in 23. Bond market disagrees, but I'm not sure how much they're going to be disagreeing now that NFP came out.
Yeah.
You had something about the way the investors were looking at that, didn't you? Or the rate cuts?
Yeah, Fed's Powell says no rate cuts this year. Market hears it differently. Well, we all trust them so much, and everything they say is exactly what is reflected in reality. So,
right.
It only makes sense if they say no cuts this year. People are going to be like, oh, that's them saying there's going to be some cuts this year.
Right.
Now this is, they've been, doing some aggressive policy tightening. Some would say the most aggressive in 40 years,
Yeah.
At some point, they're going to have to ease off the reins.
Yeah.
And they have been, I guess, they've been ratcheting up their own estimates for how high they'd push these interest rates over and over and over again. Mm-hmm. And they've given no signals rates would get cut at all.
Right.
So why not factor a couple in? Then we'll have them.
Well, I mean, that's the bond market betting, right?
I guess. Yeah.
I think I think Robert he wrote a nice article that shared with us about a month or so ago, explaining how that whole thing works, like looking at the is it the yield curves? I don't know. I have to pull it up. But yeah, there was definitely something factoring it in there. Not believing that the Fed is going to continue on the path that they're on, but I wouldn't bet against Powell at this case. And then if you throw in the NFP report that just came out this morning, I don't know if you're paying attention to that, but they're expecting to add somewhere around like 190K jobs, and it ended up being 517.
Oh,
yeah. So the Fed's war on labor, it looks like they're not really winning that. Average hourly earnings were only up 0.3% though, so I guess that's better. But the interesting thing, I found a story that not only made references to Captain Kirk and playing three-dimensional chess against Khan, but also talked about some of the faults in the labor metrics that the Fed's relying on. They're calling it the Phillips curve, which links low unemployment to rising inflation. And they're saying that this is an archaic construction because they believe that the labor shortage is actually a demographic problem, not an economic one. The higher wages are because we don't have enough people to enter the workforce. So we either need more people coming over here from overseas or other places, or more technical solutions to basically take up the slack of the less people that are there, like the automated fryers at McDonald's.
Mm-hmm. Or, yeah, I know in the Bay Area, when just a few years ago, they were already opening up restaurants where it was like, you're your own waiter, like bust the table yourself.
Right.
Like a restaurant, but basically like a fast food style.
Right. Do you get to tip yourself too?
Yeah. You are allowed to tip yourself as much as you want, but you do have to report those tips on your income.
Yeah, and I think the restaurant takes 10% of that.
Yeah, whatever you're tipping yourself, we give us 10%.
Yeah, they probably still have the 20% gratuity on there,
right? That's for kitchen staff.
But yeah, so this latest jobs report has got looks like it's pretty much spooked investors because, like you said, like when the Powell speech was coming out, like investors were not listening to that at all. They were bidding that thing up.
Yeah.
Friday, a bit of a different story. Looks like finally ran into some sellers.
Mm-hmm. I was paying more attention to BBBY
on
Friday. Yeah. we'll get there. We'll get there. Like,
all right.
Well, how did the S&P do on Friday? Let me look that up. Wasn't even paying attention.
I think we probably ended right about where we started.
I'm looking at $411.94.
Yeah, not
for the ETF.
Yeah. Not quite a doji. Basically, closed where it opened. But yeah, that's the two main things that I wanted to cover. What else you got for us?
On general news, was both my stories about the FDIC and they're having a credibility issue.
I kind of want to hear that.
Things do appear to be like we could hit a soft landing is the general consensus from a lot of the new different articles I've been reading. To quote Thomas Haining, former FDIC vice chairman, he went on Fox Business to talk. He was saying market is saying the Fed's done and inflation's coming down now, and that they're going to start to think about lowering rates again before the end of the year. And like the Fed is just flat out being like, no, we're just getting started. We want to make sure you understand we're just getting started. And so we're going to keep rates up. And the discussions inside the Fed will be how long do we keep them elevated? The market has led the Fed for over a decade and a half. And that's why you have the market kind of pushing them to ease more quickly than they might otherwise. And the Fed has their credibility problem. So he's questioning if they're going to stick to their guns for the good part of this year, or going to have to follow, or are they going to, let the market lead them again?
Right. Okay. So the credibility is the fact that the market doesn't believe them, I think is what he's getting at. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. The market does not believe the Fed whatsoever.
Because if you're questioning like what they've been saying versus what they've been doing, they've been saying a very clear, consistent message.
Yeah. Yeah. We're raising rates. We'll do it again.
Like, if people don't believe them, that's, not because of anything the Fed has done, at least not recently.
Yeah. Well, hopefully those opinions will be transitory.
They probably are. God damn it. All right. Should we move on and talk about some stock news?
Yeah, let's do it.
Or should we do some advertisements first? If you haven't heard by now, Manscaped now sells beard products. That's right, once again revolutionizing men's grooming with the brand new Beard Hedger Pro Kit. From a beard trim to a fresh shave, the technology behind the Beard Hedger Pro Kit allows you to shape your signature beard look. Now you can finally use Manscaped products to make your drapes match your carpet by going to manscaped.com and using code 2BULLS for 20% off and free shipping. God damn, I was going to make that joke. Our friends over at Manscaped were kind enough to send me the Beard Hedger Pro Kit, and I gotta say, I was impressed with the quality and performance of the products. My thick, coarse beard hair has been giving me trouble with trimmers in the past, but the Beard Hedger was able to cut through the thicket without any tugging or discomfort at all. And because the trimmer has one rotary wheel with 20 length settings with only one guard, I don't have to worry about losing or breaking attachments anymore. So I've tamed my mane, and now you can too. No one likes a weird beard, so say goodbye to your stubble trouble with Manscaped's Pro Beard Kit. It all starts with that beard hedger that I mentioned. The thing's a juggernaut of fixing faces. Not only does it have that trimmer with the rotary wheel that gives you the 20 hair cutting lengths of just the one guard, it's also waterproof, so you can shave in the shower and avoid all the hair in the sink. The titanium coated T-blade is tough on hair but smooth on your face, leading to a single stroke efficiency that brings satisfaction one stroke at a time. Phrasing. The Pro Kit doesn't end there though. They also created 4 dermatologist tested formulations for your post-trim care. First is the beard shampoo and conditioner. Gotta remember that all your hair is different. Beard hair, as I mentioned, is more coarse and easier to damage than the hair on your head, if you have hair on your head. That's why the kit has made shampoo and conditioner specially designed to moisturize, reduce ingrown hairs, replace natural oils, and promote beard health. Next, the kit has Manscaped's Beard Oil, an essential piece for your main facial accessory. No one wants a guy whose beard is brittle and dry. The oil relieves dryness both on the beard and the skin beneath while adding a little shimmer and shine, which makes you look extra fine. Cap off the kit with the Beard Balm, a pomade that shapes, styles, moisturizes, and tames for a sculpted look to attract any fellows or dames. The Pro Beard Kit also comes with 3 free gifts: beard brush, comb, and scissors to ensure your beard is ready to impress. So get 20% off and free shipping with code 2BULLS at manscaped.com. Of course, that's the number 2. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com using code 2BULLS. Manscaped Beard Hedger, 1 stroke, 1 guard, 20 lengths. Woo! Capitalism.
Yay.
Right.
It's not feudalism.
No. It's futilism. And a song.
Time! Now it's talk about stocks time. Looking for setups, it's still not advice. Big moves, fresh news and earnings. All that we're saying, it's still not advice. Stock time!
Please don't sue us. All right. What should we start off with here?
You know what? It's you dealer's choice.
All right. Let's see. Ford. I was looking through this article that talks about their fourth quarter earnings. On Thursday, they reported net income fell 90%. 90% from a year earlier. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. The company officials said that the automaker's costs are too high and they pledge more belt tightening this year. The CEO, Jim Farley, he said that they should have done better last year, and they left about $2 billion in profits on the table that were within its control. Said this is the actual quote that he said here. These are the simple facts, and to say I'm frustrated is an understatement because the year could have been so much more for us at Ford. We have deeply entrenched issues in our industrial system that have been proven tough to root out. The strength of our products and revenue has masked this dysfunctionality for a long time. So it looks like it's all tying back into that global shortage of computer chips. At the end of last year, that cost them production of roughly 100,000 vehicles that could have been sold. But the other funny thing that I saw that CFO John Lawler said, he said our cost structure is not competitive and our quality is not where it needs to be. He and Farley had said there'd be more white collar layoffs and the company needs to cut manufacturing and warranty costs. But basically, he's saying that the price and quality of their products is not in line with the price they're charging. That's not something management of a company says about their products very often in an earnings call.
Yeah, that's different,
right?
Wow. Okay. So, do we make better quality products, sir, or should we just start charging less?
I don't know. Well, you can charge less because you're paying too much to produce the lower quality stuff to begin with. I guess you have to make it higher quality, and hopefully you don't have to. Hopefully you can do it for the same price that you've been doing it. I don't know how that's going to work. But the stock's did not react too well to that news.
Maybe they'll figure out a new way to make vehicles. They can 3D print them. That seems to work for people.
Oh boy.
So yeah, should have been short and Ford today, huh?
Well, yesterday.
Yesterday. Oh yeah. Down 8% today.
Looks like they had quite a volatile day. Pretty decent range.
Friday.
Yeah. That was one of the big ones that caught my eye. What about you?
You remember we were talking about Adani over in India?
Yeah. Yes.
Which was it? The Hindenburg research came out and gave their short report. Well, the Adani group, they firmly denied all these accusations. Called them a lie from the Madoffs of Manhattan. That's the Hindenburg. The Madoffs of Manhattan. I thought Madoff was in Manhattan, man. Like, wasn't he a New York guy? Like,
yeah. I don't know. I'm only partway through the documentary on Netflix.
Yeah. I'm just saying that's weird to me. The lie from the Madoffs of Manhattan. It's like, wait, what? But he's from Manhattan. So I'm confused. Anyway, probably not the part of the story you're supposed to get hung up on. Like, it's like referencing that the Queen is from England. Like, oh,
the Queen
another lie from the Queen of England. Anyway, turns out Adani has some investors from Wall Street. You might be shocked to learn Vanguard and BlackRock both have a big interest. Vanguard owns 0.75% of Adani, and BlackRock owns 0.57%, which sounds small until you remember
it's a big
huge
company
of a conglomerate this is. They did not respond to a request for comment from CNBC. No word on whether or not they're going to dump that stock, but like any other giant conglomerate, it's like got the spider web effect where like everybody's got a piece of the pie. So maybe
they'll buy the dip.
Buy the dip. Do it, BlackRock. Buy that dip. And to me, it struck me because it speaks to the real danger of having these large companies be so fraudulent. Is that domino effect? Like everything's so interconnected, and you have one big company that's fraudulent. Well, it's owned by all of these other companies, including companies like Vanguard and BlackRock that will run a pension.
Right.
And it really sucks. It really sucks.
I saw something that popped up this morning. I guess the CEO or the whatever the guy's name is it the guy's name Adani too?
Yeah, it's his last name. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I saw him jumping on the news trying to like calm investors on Thursday, and apparently had the complete opposite effect.
Right, the fact that he's out there, like, calm down.
It made me think of that scene from when Fry takes over from the 80s Wall Street broker that was running the company. Yeah. He taught me everything I know.
Everything I know. Some things I had to learn for myself.
Yeah, so I don't think that one's done falling. I am really curious to hear if anybody starts digging into the allegations from that Hindenburg report. I'm really curious to know if there is, smoke to that fire. You got to think so, right?
Well, I haven't heard any stories of them filing lawsuits. So
Not yet. No.
I'm gonna have to say, yeah. Yeah, there might be a tire fire out in the backyard. We don't know.
Oh boy. I got one other quick one. I'll jump on here.
Real quick before we move on from that. If this guy really believes in his company and there's nothing there, like, wouldn't you expect him and like his family to be buying up all these shares as they're sold off?
Yeah, why not?
Like, hey, it's a fire sale. All right, hey, if you don't want this shares anymore, I'll buy them from you. Like, I know we're on the up and up,
right?
Yeah, I don't think that's because Adani he holds 64% of Adani Enterprises.
That's a pretty big piece. So, man, can you imagine watching your net worth fall, like having that much of your capital tied up into one thing?
Yeah. I've been there and done that, Kyle, and I got in a car accident, and I was like, oh, there goes my net worth.
Oh, that's Shit. Sad.
It's all tied up in that car.
Yeah, all mine's tied up in a sewer line.
Right?
Yeah.
Fuck.
All right. The last one I had was just a quick one on Apple.
Mm-hmm.
And the only thing that I really took from this story was that you should not say challenging economy more than 6 times in an earnings statement.
More than 6?
Yeah. Apparently 7 is too many because, they're saying the stock got roasted after he said challenging economic conditions. I think it was what it was 7 times in his earnings call.
Wow. Didn't Apple actually miss their earnings?
Oh yeah. Let's see. Let me see if I can actually see the earnings. 1.88 versus 1.94. iPhone revenue 65.7 billion versus 68.3 expected. Mac revenue 7.7 billion versus 9.72 expected. iPad did better, 9.4 versus 7.7 expected. And wearables 13.4 billion versus 15.3. And then services was pretty much in line. They were trying to say that China demand is gaining steam, and they got 50 billion cash in the books, which is nice. But they did not give any March quarter revenue guidance, and that is not usually a good thing.
And how are the economic conditions?
Challenging, to say the least.
To say the least.
But yeah, a quick one for Apple. But for the thing that's been holding the markets up for so long, it's starting to show some signs of weakness.
Yeah, I guess if you're a lemonade stand, you don't want your earnings call to be like, it's below freezing. Weather's looking snowy.
Unless you're inside.
Yeah, right.
Then you get the yellow popsicles.
Oh, God. Oh, wow. I do not want to. I'm not frequenting your lemonade stand anymore, Kyle.
Not a good idea. All right, what else we got?
Full of roots. The jury's back. Right before we started recording, the jury issued their decision on whether or not Elon Musk should be held liable for losses suffered by investors after he posted those Twitter messages that he secured that funding to take Tesla private. Right.
And then didn't.
A jury of his peers, which...
Oh, how do you find 12 billionaires to sit on a jury?
Well, see, I was going to say it's just the court proving that you're not any different than everybody else, Musk, just because you have all your billions.
It wasn't just full of CEOs and...
Right.
Of course he didn't do anything wrong.
Warren Buffett.
They deliberated for it's a whole 2 hours they deliberated.
They deliberated until they ran out of champagne.
Yeah.
Well, they found Musk not guilty. Not to bear the lead. He is not liable whatsoever.
Kind of surprising, because it looked like they had a pretty strong case from the little bit I was following.
Yeah. These are always interesting to me, the investor losses cases. I don't know what the burden of proof is, but
I think it's
up to
something more than having the video of them saying, watch me fuck with these retail investors. I think you need something like that, time-stamped from before the tweet.
Right.
And they also has to have his ID clearly in frame.
Clearly in frame, right.
Yeah.
No, what I'm wondering is like, if he held Tesla like and sold it at the right time, he wouldn't have lost money.
Yeah.
So is the suit predicated on like, I bought this stock and then as soon as I heard this, I sold it? Like, I don't.
Well, no, I think people are buying it because he was telling everyone he was going to go private at a premium, like a 24% premium to the current share price.
Oh, so they woke up and started buying it like crazy.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, not guilty.
Yeah. I guess the real question is, what sort of trades did Elon make during that time period? Or Elon's brother would be the better litmus test, I think. Did Elon's brother sell out after that news?
Yeah, we just got to follow that guy. He's got the great timing.
You're going to buy it for 24%? I'll take 20. That's good enough for me. I'll let somebody else have it.
Right.
I really need the money now. Jeez. Oh, okay. All right. I thought you had one more that would explain a trade that I made today.
Yes, I do have one more. Nordstrom stock has been soaring, to use Seeking Alpha's terminology. Nordstrom soared on Friday, JWN, after reports indicated that none other than Ryan Cohen has taken a stake in the department store operator. And he plans, Kyle, wait for it, to push for changes.
Do you think they'll listen to him?
No.
I hope they do. I woke up this morning and I saw that the stock was up 27%. And I was like, oh, God damn it. Are you fucking kidding me? This is literally the day after I sold a covered call on my last 100 shares.
The day after.
The day after.
Do you know how to time it or what?
Yeah. So I think you'll be picking this week's bet.
Oh, okay.
No pressure.
I haven't gone into a Nordstrom's, but there is a Nordstrom rack a couple stores down from the bookstore that I frequent, and it is always busy here.
I don't even know what Nordstrom even is.
They're like a clothing
make
retailer.
Clothes, right? Okay. I guess I do know what they are.
Like a JCPenney for rich people.
Ah, okay. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, that seems like something that should hold up well in a challenging economy.
Yeah, luxury clothing. Yeah.
Actually, luxury goods usually do well in a challenging economy because the rich people usually still have money.
Yeah, because they're fine.
Yeah.
No problem. No problems here, people.
Yeah.
Keep move along. Nothing to see. Nothing to see.
It's the rest of us.
Oh, Gilded Age. Yes, sir.
All right. Should we move on to some crypto?
I guess we can talk about some crypto. Let's do it.
I got some crypto in my wallet, hanging out on my Ethereum blockchain. Yeah, I got some crypto in my wallet, some Doji, Sushi, Polka Dot, NFT, decentralized, anonymized, fabulous cryptocurrency.
All right. You want to lead us off on this one?
Sure. It seems like one of the most profitable things you can do in the cryptocurrency world is to steal some.
Yes.
North Korea-backed hackers last year stole $1.7 billion of cryptocurrencies.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's 44% of the entire total of all stolen cryptocurrencies last year to the hacking.
Really?
Yeah, biggest year ever for crypto hacking, 3.8 billion stolen. Obviously, 44% of it, North Korea. So, I mean, I don't want to call cryptocurrency traders, funders of terrorism, but it seems that you're just helping North Korea, man. Don't buy that Ethereum.
It's funny that story comes out like literally a couple days after I saw something talking about like how all the rich oligarchs get their money from, and a lot of it is from scamming people too. I don't know if it's necessarily with crypto, but like a lot of the scams you get from like India, like those types of things. Like apparently that's how a lot of Russian oligarchs got their money, and it's the people who are like the spies. Like they learn how to do the state hacking stuff for the government, then they go home and moonlight and do it themselves and build up a nice war chest for themselves.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's
There's a real problem with state run like hacking and scamming.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, all grown up now. Yikes. So it's like the government teaches them to do it, and then they're like, oh,
yeah, has them doing it for them.
It's good.
And then they go home and they're like, well, since I already know how to do this, I guess I might as well do it some more.
Right.
Might as well reap some of the benefits myself.
What am I trying to earn an honest buck for? It seems like this dishonest buck is a lot easier to earn.
It seems like there's a lot more of them. Fucking morals.
Yeah. Who knew?
All right. Well, the story that I had that I wanted to talk about is going to be kind of difficult now because apparently it's behind a paywall now. It wasn't when I was looking at it this morning.
Uh-oh.
There's a guy named John Griffin. He's a professor of finance at the University of Texas McCombs School of Business. And back in 2017, I think this was, he had noticed how there seemed to be some rampant manipulation in the crypto world on Bitcoin itself. And I'm going to have to speak from memory here because I can't read the blurred lines that are on my screen. Normally you can just scroll past it. But he says that he's seeing signs that it looks like it's happening again. And he specifically pointed out to the bottom that Bitcoin had right around 16K, I think it was. Like it traded, and he said in a really tight range, had extremely low volatility for, its historical movements. And it was also during a pretty suspect time to not have volatility. That being, the collapse of Three Arrows Capital, SBF's meltdown, and all the other crypto exchanges that were, dying, basically.
Yeah.
So the fact that this thing managed to hold 16,000 and trade in such a tight range, and then jump 26%, recently, he says is very, very suspicious. Now, I mean, on the other hand, it could be that they're just seeing more institutional adoption of it, and that's just providing it more stability. But
yeah,
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Huh. Well, everything, the longer we've gone through learning the ins and outs of everything, it feels like everything is subject to some sort of scamming or manipulation.
Yeah.
So I'm not shocked to hear it in the slightest.
And especially that being the Wild West of, trading these days, without much regulation, it just makes it too. I mean, we've already seen that, this stuff happens when there is regulation, regulatory agencies out there watching. We still see it, like Iceland's banking collapse. Perfect example of that. This thing going on with Adani. You take away that regulation and there's even less incentive to play by the rules.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it looks like they want the price to go up. So if that's the case, then at least the direction they're going with. Don't fight them. That would be my thoughts.
Right.
Yeah. That was something that's kind of shocking. I'll have to see if I can do some more research into that and find out more about the actual thing that happened. Maybe try to get him on the show. I don't know. He's a devout Christian now, so I don't know. I don't know if he'll like our sense of humor.
Are you saying our sense of humor is ungodly?
When I went on Larry's podcast, I told him a Navy toast for the start of it. So yeah.
Okay. Well,
I think that's a fair assessment.
All grown up now.
Yeah. All right. Now what?
Now what? Charlie Munger, Warren Buffett's right-hand man, famously called Bitcoin rat poison in 2021.
That's right.
that the guy who argued the entire industry is partly fraud and partly delusion. He may have likened other cryptocurrencies to a type of venereal disease. He's lobbying the federal government to step in and just ban it all like China did.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's saying it's not a currency, not a commodity, not a security. Instead, it's a gambling contract with nearly 100% edge for the house.
Oh.
So I guess read between the lines. He's saying if you want to make money in crypto, you got to mint your own coin.
Or bet with the house.
You have to be.
Wait, you can't do that, can you?
Bet with the house.
Yeah. Sorry, it's been a while since I gambled.
Yeah, when was the last time you were trading futures?
Oh, that's not gambling anymore.
Better not.
I guess it was last week.
It is if you're trading on Wednesday.
Yeah. I didn't trade Wednesday, actually.
Oh, well, there you go.
That. Yeah. Well, we'll get to that here in a minute after we talk about... God damn it, man.
God. You got me.
Did we just shoot ourselves? I thought you hit me.
Oh, fuck, that hurt. I guess it must have ricocheted.
Right off of my sternum.
I was trying to shoot you in the dick and I hit your belt buckle.
Okay. I guess I'll go first then.
All right.
My good, I would say, is I got a new eval account. I went through the exercise that we talked about last week.
Mm-hmm.
Put together my plan for how I'm going to trade it, and my entire focus for this eval account is going to be on executing the plan that I wrote down. That's it. I'm trying to not worry about the results, and I've actually been feeling a shift in my, I guess, the inner monologue that happens when I'm in trades.
Mm-hmm.
For the first time this week, I think, was the first time I didn't hear that negative voice saying, like, criticizing every trade I tried to make. Like, this was the first time where I felt more at peace with the decision, even on the losing trade. Like, I was like, oh, okay, well, that's what the strategy called for. I'll get another one. So I felt really good about following that. The only thing I had was one missed trade, and which would have probably brought me closer to break even. And even though the P&L didn't necessarily reflect the results of me following my setups, I'm still happy in my execution. And if I can keep doing that, I think that the P&L will follow.
Yeah.
What about you, man? Did you do any trading this week?
I attempted to trade, and I do need to set up get my account going again just so I can be paper trading futures. But I was looking at the BBBY, and a lot of retail attention and love for it still, and it got that price back up to like 3.5. And so it's Friday morning. I'm looking and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna buy a contract expiring next week because this is gonna, do it. It's gonna do the same thing again. I'm just gonna make the same play again.
Right.
And I go and the contracts are trading at 31 cents, and I'm like, well, I got them at 30 cents last time, so I'll get it 30 cents again. And I put in my trade, and then I just set it down and walk away. And then I open it up, and never got filled, and it was up at they were up at 39 cents as BBBY dropped through the day. Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah. I was like, for a penny, Dan? For a penny? You missed the whole trade? You don't even have a single contract because you wanted a penny better? Oh, you bastard. Oh,
I hate that.
Like doing, right?
But did you chase it?
No, I did not. I did the right thing, and I even had that in my head. Like, Dan, the boat left the dock. You gonna jump in and doggy paddle after it? No.
Yes. No. Wait,
yes, no. I will. That's my best swim stroke.
Right. No, fucking good job, man. That is a big win.
Yeah.
That's I said, hard not to do.
Right. As I told Jamie Lynn as she was walking out the door and we were talking about it, I was like, it's I'm not going to pay the premium that should have been my profit.
Right. Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. Well said.
So that was all the money I was going to make. Damn it. Oh, well.
I had one like that, a nice setup on the futures that I had my entry at the point where it needed to be per the plan, and then it missed me by 2 ticks before taking off and ripping to hit 4x.
Oof.
I was like, that hurts. But you know what? There'll be another one. It's okay. Don't need to chase it.
One. Yeah.
Do you have a bad for the week?
I didn't trade.
All right.
Like I had the attempted trade.
Yeah. I think my bad was kind of like that too. It was an attempted trade that I thought better of at the last minute.
Yeah.
When we recorded the midweek update with Eric, we looked at Meta and he was kind of discussing like how he would play that, the way he would take that trade, which was selling selling a call spread to try to take advantage of our bearish thesis on it.
Yeah.
So I was sizing that up with the parameters that he had mentioned, and then I started thinking about the risk because it was like a 195 call and then buying a 220 call on the upside just to protect you from catastrophic failure. And I was like, wait a minute, I'm going to risk like 500. I'm going to look to gain 500 if this thing pays out, but I'm risking like 2,500. Like he's got to have another risk management metric part of this that I don't understand. And so luckily, like I thought of that before I put the trade on, and I basically just decided, I'll wait till next time we talk, and then I'll find out like how he manages risk on these trades.
Yeah.
It was bad that I started putting the trade on before I even considered the risk management. I'm glad I got to it, but it should have been probably the first thing I was thinking about, not the last.
Oh yeah. I can't tell you how many trades I've done that exact thing. Right? Like, yep, I'm making this trade. Like, oh wait, risk management? What's that?
Exactly.
What's that? I'm not sure.
I did have. I guess I had an ugly. I took some SPY puts on Thursday because after watching the way it sold off from the high, it just looked way different than the points where sellers have been stepping up and trying to defend before. They just had a lot more aggression, a lot more volume, it looked like. But I forgot about NFP and pre-market. My plan was to buy a Monday strike or a Monday expiration, so that way I could hold them through at least Friday, and then maybe Monday, just depending on which way it went. But yeah, forgetting about that, I probably would have reevaluated that trade idea or been better prepared to trim it in the morning, because when it came time to trim, so much of the volatility dropped off of the pricing that it wasn't anywhere near the point that I had calculated pre-market when setting the order in off the open to try to trim half the position. So I ended up having to sit through that major rally and then exit out half of it near the end of the day.
Oh,
I mean, it was an all or nothing sizing on it. So like I was comfortable losing the entire thing if that happened, but definitely left a chance to take profit early in the morning because of that. And I think that qualifies as ugly.
Yeah. Doesn't matter how long we do this. It's always another way to fuck up.
It really is. But if we keep doing them and learning from them, eventually there should be fewer of them, right?
I mean, that's
eventually.
That's what you hope.
Yeah, I mean, well, when did Tim the Toolman Taylor, when did his show stop making mistakes and get good at it?
Oh yeah, he never did.
Oh, wait, are you sure?
No.
Like that's been my whole model of what we've been doing this past 2 years. Like if they never actually got good at it, like home improvement, I might have to reevaluate that.
Well, Al got good at it.
Yeah, that's true. Shit. All right, should we move on and do the bet and wrap this thing up?
Let's do it.
I need it, wanna feed it, gonna win it if I take it from you. I'm filling my positions, quit your bitching, random's gonna lose. Got a chart full of levels and a stop that's not too tight. It's bet picking time in the shop, so pick 'em right.
Thrusted for you. All right, Dan, since you got the hot hand and I almost fucked the whole thing up for us, I'll let you lead this one.
Whew. Okay, well, this might sound crazy to you, but I really feel like Amazon is looking pretty prime.
Amazon, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Prime for which way?
I think I'm feeling bullish. I'm feeling bullish on Amazon. I think it gapped up, it filled the gap, and now I think it's gonna run up and back up to 120.
I don't know if you saw there was a massive insider buy, or not insider buy, but a massive a bullish trade put on it not too long ago.
Yeah, this past week.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, how were their earnings? Actually, they had a surprise beat in revenue.
Yeah,
earnings weren't that terrible.
I think we just saw the break and retest of that 103 area.
I like that. I was going to suggest looking at semiconductors after seeing the way the sell volume came in on SOXS.
Yeah.
But what the fuck do I know? I've just been losing us money, so. All right, where do you want your stop loss at?
My what?
Oh, okay. Where do you want your take profit at?
Yeah, there we go. $1 million.
It's going to the moon.
Yeah, Amazon to the moon.
What price is moon?
I would put the stop loss at 97.
Oh yeah, I like that.
First take profit at 114. Second one at 120.
All right. And then let's see that. What about a random stock? I have NASDAQ Consumer Durables. And, ooh, that is interesting. POWL.
Powell.
Yeah. Only because it's Powell Industries. I'm going to let this low volume one go. Normally I cut it off if it doesn't have at least 1 million.
Ooh, wow.
Okay. Does this have anything to do with Jerome Powell?
Powell Industries. It is manufacturers electric products.
They manipulators of markets.
Engages in the development, design, manufacture, and provision of services of custom engineered products and systems.
That sounds like a lot of jibber jabber that doesn't mean anything.
Its products include integrated power control room substation, custom engineered modules, transitory electrical houses.
What?
No, I made transitory houses.
Oh, you almost got me.
Yeah, I tried. It looks pretty bullish, man.
It really does. It really does.
Where was I in November picking it up at $25 a share? Now it's at 45. Maybe all the buyers are done.
Maybe
they rushed in because of this earnings.
Does have a nice gap down at like $30 or 28, but that's a ways away from where we're at. All right, well, that one should be fun.
Random really knows what they're doing, man. All right, well,
at least the buy volume's tapering off. There was a nice I don't know, maybe not.
I'm looking at the weekly chart right now. It's actually printed a demand zone on the weekly.
Oh, god damn it.
Yeah, that's right, how much.
Well, if we're smart, we'll be investing in fucking random.
It's Powell Industries. It's got the insider himself.
How can you not go long on Powell?
Right. Oh, all right, folks. That's going to bring us to the end of the episode. We want to thank everybody for coming by, but we got to close up shop. So, as always, like, share, rate, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your enemies, tell your pets enemies. Look us up wherever podcasts are found. We'll be back at you soon. Until then, happy trades.
Bye, everybody.
Two Bulls in a China Shop is an entertainment program, and all thoughts and opinions expressed in the show belong to the hosts and not of any company. They are not intended to provide specific advice or recommendations for any individual or on any specific security or investment product. It is only intended to provide entertainment about stocks and the financial industry of trading. If you make trades based on what you hear in this show, you assume all risks for those trades.